So we're working here on being able to explain and predict reflections in the flat mirrors and the curved mirrors. And today I have for us what I call the plane mirror lab. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a mirror and a sheet of paper. We're going to use the mirror to draw a ray diagram. So let's go ahead and let's do that and see what that looks like. Alright, so we're just going to follow the directions here for the lab. The first one, it says take a sheet of white 8.5 by 11 paper, fold it in half, and then with a ruler, draw a line across the paper on the fold to divide the paper into 2 equal halves. So I'm going to take my paper, I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to try to be really neat about it. And then along that line, where I folded it, I'm going to use a marker. You don't have to use a marker. You can use a pen or a pencil or something, whatever. And a straight edge. And I'm going to draw a line right here that represents the mirror. And there we go. There is number 1. Okay. Number 2 on the directions. Let's take a look at that. Number 2, it says, stand your mirror on the line, place the silver backing edge of your flat mirror on the line you've drawn. Make sure the mirror stands straight and does not move by using clips as shown in the picture there. You can also tape or rubber band or the mirror, or use clothespins or whatever you've got on hand. It's important the mirror does not move. Okay, I have my mirror on this little mirror stand, right? So this little mirror stand is nice and convenient. If you're doing this in the classroom, I have a bunch of these, you'll be able to use them. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to put the mirror right on the line. Like so. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at number 3. Number 3, it says draw a plus on the paper in front of the mirror, slightly off to the side. It helps to put extra marks on the plus to help identify the front and the back and so forth, right? And then it says stick a straight pin or a needle in the center of the plus to help line things up. We're not going to go so far as to stick a needle in it. It's alright, I'll be able to see the plus from the other side. I'm going to take my marker and somewhere just over here kind of off to the side, I'm going to put a little plus. Okay, and maybe I'll put a little hook on one side of it so that you can see, you know, what's the top and the bottom and so forth, just so it's different on one side than the other. Just don't go crazy with those little hooks and make any kind of inappropriate drawings. Let's take a look at number 4. Number 4 says get down on eye level and of the paper and look at the reflection of the plus in the mirror. And from the position where your eye sees the reflected image, take a ruler and draw a line to where the plus appears to be in the mirror. And line the ruler up as if you were making like a billiard shot, it says. Be careful, draw the line exactly toward the mirror where the image seems to be. Okay, so what I'm going to do, maybe you can see how I'm doing this. I'm going to get right down eye level here. I'm going to move this a little bit, and from wherever my head is, I'm going to line the ruler up kind of straight at the middle of that plus. I'm going to be careful not to bump the mirror with the ruler. Once I have it lined up pretty good, I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to draw the line. Okay. And then on the next point, number 5, it wants us to do another one from a different angle. So I'm going to come at a different angle, maybe over here somewhere. I'm going to line it up. Down at eye level, line that up real nice. And draw a line like so. There we go. Okay. Now, you'll notice I didn't draw the lines so that they go all the way to the mirror, because doing so would have bumped the mirror, and it would have been kind of inconvenient. But at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the mirror get my ruler back out, and I'm going to draw those lines all the way to the mirror. Just a little bit easier to remove the mirror to get yourself all the way to that line. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at the next point. What's it going to ask us to do here? We're on point number, let's see, 6. So you should have 2 points drawn from the 2 positions that your eye viewed the object of the mirror. These lines represent the rays of light that are reflected from the object off the mirror to your eyes. We'll now remove the mirror, I already did, and finish our light ray diagram. Okay, point number 7. It says set the mirror aside. Now we have just the 2 lines on the paper directed towards the line. With a ruler, extend the lines behind the mirror. Okay, so I'm going to line my ruler up, and I'm going to extend my 2 lines behind the mirror. So I'm going to line this guy up, and behind the mirror, I'm going to make dashed lines instead of solid lines. So I'm going to come around dashed lines. And we want it to go far enough that our 2 lines will intersect somewhere back there. Okay. Now you see this place right here where our 2 lines intersect. This is where the image would be. And so what the next point tells us to do in the directions, point number 8, it says fold the paper in half using the line where the mirror was, and then look up at it through the light. And hopefully those 2 lines are going to cross right at the plus that we drew on the paper. So I'm going to take the paper, I'm going to refold it, I'm going to hold it up to the light so that I can see the plus through the paper, and maybe I can, let's see, maybe you guys can see. You can see where my lines cross, and you can see where the plus is, and you see I'm not exactly right on the plus, but I'm fairly close, right? Maybe you can do better than me. Maybe you can do this lab in such a way that you get a little bit closer to the plus than I did. But anyway, there is a ray diagram that we've drawn, and that is that plane mirror lab. So some pretty fun stuff. Okay, so there was the plane mirror lab. Hopefully that helps us to be able to explain and predict reflections in flat mirrors and curved mirrors. So until next time, take it easy.